Welcome everybody to Cup with Gup on this Friday, September 17th. We made it. We are to the end of the work week. If you are a traditional work week person, I know that's a little bit few and far between these days. Everything seems to be flexible, but either way, weekend is right around the corner. We got a lot of action. Great game last night. Wish I was a little stronger on the over than I was Washington. Liked both. Released Washington. Didn't necessarily work out, but should have released the over as well. As the day went on and on, I kept talking about it on the pods, but man, everybody and their mom was on the under, and I just thought I thought it was gonna be more of turnovers, and it really wasn't. Jones being able to run was kind of a surprise, but in general, good game. The primetime game was a bit fun. College game went about as we expected it to. You just had to have the right running backs situation. Not very competitive. Nice little two-game slate tonight for college football, though. Looking forward to that. Bobby's already dropped the article there. Big college football slate tomorrow. I will be in Norman. I live in Norman. I'll be at the game for the OU Nebraska game, 50-year anniversary of the game of the century. Should be some fun times as well. Not a fan of the 11 a.m. kickoffs per se, but we'll make it happen. Use the code CUP to get 15% off any package right now. It includes a 7-day free trial, risk-free. If you don't like 7 days with us, you can bow out and you never get charged. Absolute great time to try everything out. Between the enhanced lineup optimizer, the green machine, which has got a ton of great feedback. Our football tools are rocking and rolling. We got a couple more enhancements coming over in the next few days. As we get more data in, it'll get better and better and better. And being that they're built in house, it just makes it, when we roll into next year, especially, we get a full year's worth of data. We'll tweak. We'll take y'all's feedbacks. Finally, everything we have is built inside of our little bubble here. So enjoying it. Y'all support makes that happen. We're able to put capital back into the business and build these things out, and allows me to hire the people to help do that. The team members we have here are awesome. So really looking forward to this football season. Round 2 of PGA just kicked off. Round 1 went somewhat as expected. Some high score or low scores out there, depending on how you look at it. Looks like cut probably will be around -4. 3 could sneak in there. We'll see. I had it -3, -4 all week. I think that's where it's going to land. John Rahm's got a little bit of work to do to make the cut. That would be a pretty big miss. It should be fun. Man, did I not realize how late. I was watching the football games and I was prepping for this show actually. And it was like, I don't know, 9:15 my time. I was like, oh man, I got to do showstoppers for golf. And I went to pull the data and I was like, holy, they're still on the course. So that put a dagger in that. I did put some stuff out this morning, but it'll be late again tonight. So I'm hoping to get things out before either late tonight. I'll try before I head out to the campus tomorrow morning as well. I'll try to get some stuff out. Hopefully they get done a little bit earlier. Saturday night should be fine for round 4 because it'll be half the field. So they should be done by 5, probably 7-ish, 8-ish our time. It is my wife's birthday tomorrow, so I'll have to plan around that. But we'll get you taken care of. Rate and review us on iTunes. You will hear at the end of this pod 10 winners for Millie Maker tickets that I picked, and they all came from the stuff over the last 2 weeks. Rate and review us on iTunes, which always stands in there. If you forgot, if you've done it, just go do it again. It doesn't take 10 seconds. And then people that are subscribed to our YouTube channel and have left comments. All of them were picked from that stuff, so it was free to enter. 10 winners, $200. Those guys get $20 Millie tickets from me. So it goes, helps free. It helps us, but you're in the entry for free. On this comment, tell me the NFL game you're looking forward to most on Sunday. Join Underdog, get $10 free with the $10 deposit. They got NBA and NHL best balls rolling. There's also still daily NFL best ball stuff. They have a Sunday Battle Royal, $20 to enter. So if you deposit $10, you get your free $10. You can throw your entry into this. $100,000 in prizes, $20K to first. Very good payout structures. Use the code GUP, G-U-P. You can go to gupscorner.com/affiliates and use that link as well if you want to, or just download the app and make sure you use that code GUP. Prediction strike. We talked about it. I've talked about it a lot. Stock market for the pro sports. They have NBA and NFL now. Did a video last week, about 15, 18 minutes. If you want to go check out what it's all about. I had the head of strategy on, quick little video, or you can listen to the audio if you want to, talking about what their platform, about what they have coming, soccer, UFC, PGA, which will be all over. My three guys to take a look at heading into the weekend for prediction strike. I like Kenny Gainwell, $3.26. Najee Harris is $6.14. He's down 15% over the week. I think that could be a good buy now, buy low. People overreacting to that first game. TJ Hawkinson, $1.63. I've been on him for a little while. Most of the preseason, I loved him all preseason. I think that's a great buy. And again, go watch that video. We go into full depth there. Use the code GUP, all lowercase, and you get a free player, free share of a player that they automatically put in there when you deposit $20. NFL main slate. So typically starting next week, we had some scheduling conflict with Ryan and I, but I didn't not want to do this pod. So I'm going to try to solo it, but I talked to him last night. Obviously, we have his Cream article, which is, industry standard, one of the best out there. And what we will do starting next week, it'll still drop on Friday mornings. We'll basically go through all 13 games, and the goal is, 2 to 4 minutes per game. Some games may be longer. Some will be, the old school, old Bobby Burger's Big Red X. So we just move right on through it. But it's a way that, if you still want my plays, everything, the coin flips out there, I keep that same format, real quick. You guys can get where I'm at. This gives a little more insight. And obviously, when Ryan and I can go back and forth a little bit, we can kind of see where we're at. Not only cash, but MME type stuff. Obviously, he's cash king, but I think some of it crosses over. So we'll do that. I'll give you my Monkey Knife Fight picks for the weekend. After that, then we'll wrap it up, and I will announce the 10 winners of the Millie tickets. So we'll start with the Cowboys Chargers. Implied team totals: Chargers 29.5, Dallas 26. This game will be popular on many levels. It's one of the more popular games I have in my initial rankings. I've already updated them once, but continue to tweak that. We both like the quarterbacks. I lean back a little. I think he was kind of indifferent, but I think this game is going to be stackable, run it back, game stack. Any way you want to get exposure to it, I think it's viable. I think our both plays that we like the most are Keenan Allen and CeeDee Lamb. Pretty in agreement there. And then a good sleeper on the slate. I mean, a sleeper cheap, but not necessarily a sleeper, I don't think. But I think Jared Cook, he makes some great points about Jared Cook and the targets he saw. $3,900, that could be a good way to get a piece of this game. I definitely would be stacking this game in any way you want. I wouldn't use this as, and we'll have some here down in a little bit where call it cheap pieces or solo pieces of games. I mean, if you're getting in, and the reason why I said that is if you're getting into this game and you're only plucking a piece or two and it hits, there's so many people out there that's going to be stacking it that you could lose some leverage. It's not impossible, but it's just something to think about. I think this is one of those target games of the week. You don't have to play it. There's certainly other ones, and I'll talk about that in a second. But if going there, I think that's where we're at. Titans Seahawks. Seahawks 30, Titans 24 is the implied game score. Both big on this game. I'm probably a little bigger on potentially getting some Titans in there. I like them in the Vegas world, the spread, getting the points. Kind of a bounce back week type deal, overreaction per se. Seattle looked great on the road, got a great win. Titans looked horrible at home. All this is set up for a public bet on the Seahawks. So I do like the Titans in that world, but love Russ, Carson, and Metcalf. We're all in agreement there. Carson's one of my favorite plays of the week. And I agree with him. He has great points on A.J. Brown. I think he could be a great run-it-back play if you just want to pick a solo piece out of the Titans. I think Henry will be massively under-owned, but I think for the Titans to compete and be in this game, they are going to have to throw the ball. That's my one worry about getting on the Titans is if they have to throw it all the time, I don't know. We'll see how Tannehill can do. They certainly have the weapons. Their defense is not great. So this is for me, it's one of my starred games. Not necessarily DFS and all that. Just I'm going to learn a lot about both these teams on Sunday. And so that, in our world and trying to get advantage of betting lines and all that, I think that's important. Falcons, Bucks, Bucks 32.25, Falcons 19.75 implied team totals. I don't want a whole lot of this game. I'm a little weary about how this game could work out. Um, I do like Pitts and Brown, which is an agreement with him. If I was going to take a wide receiver for the Bucks, it would be Brown. My fear here is I think a lot of people will want to stack up some Bucks combos, and as I mentioned on the coin flip yesterday, I'm not high on that. And so I don't know if I want to come get pieces out of it, because if Brady goes off and all these guys go off and I only have one, only have Brown or something, may not be well, but it's still doable. Like I could have a Cowboys Chargers stack and throw Antonio Brown on there. I'm certainly fine with that. And I love Pitts. So if I don't want to take either one of the tight ends out of that game, maybe I just go solo Pitts, hope he gets that same target share he had. He was on the field a lot. The numbers didn't show as well as what he could have, I think, but I definitely like that. And I do think my one note, and he kind of mentioned some of it, is that Ridley, at his price and the implied team totals here, I don't think a lot of people are going to be picking some Falcons. And so I think he'll be lower owned at that price. I've moved him down since my initial rankings on ownership, just a little bit. And I already got him sub 10%. So that could be a sneaky play this week. It's certainly a good idea if you wanted to stack the Falcons, which would be opposite of most, and maybe pluck your favorite piece from the Bucks. I don't hate that. I think that's unique in some large field MME stuff for sure. Vikings, Cardinals. Cardinals 27.25, Vikes 23.75. I'm intrigued about this game. I think this is another one I want to see. How good are the Cardinals? Was last week real? They're coming back home, which is a plus for them. Vikings drop a goose egg at the Bengals. I like this game. Probably not one of my favorites for stacking per se, but I think there's plenty of people, options there to get in it. It is my highest total game projected ownership as of today. I like Jefferson. Thielen had the big game last week. I still think Jefferson's going to wind up being one of the top 5 wide receivers in the league at some point. Obviously, Kyler Murray can be had. Edmonds, I liked last week. I do like him this week, but he is getting steamed up a little bit. But at that price, he does fit well, $4,900. And I still like Rondell Moore. Maybe I'm going to isolate it there. I don't think Ryan mentioned him, but I wouldn't play him in cash. So that's that's one thing. But for an MME option, I think he's got the potential. I think I talked about it yesterday a little bit. He can bust one. So that big field him, trying to get some leverage. I potentially like that. I don't like anybody else. The one I had that he didn't mention, and this is probably an MME play, is Osborne. So I think that, I don't know. I thought he would be more talked up, KJ Osborne. Let's make sure I had that right, than he has so far. Without their tight ends, I really think he's going to be involved. So I think he's a good run it back piece. If you want to go Kyler, Chase, Hopkins makes sense. Certainly, you got to pay it. It's hard. You get Kyler and Hopkins. Then you got to get some good cheap pieces. So I don't mind. I think Osborne's $3,300. So that really offsets some of that heavy price guys if you want to get those in. You could just go Kyler, Edmonds, Jefferson, Osborne, something like that. I don't mind that at all either. 49ers, Eagles. 49ers 26.5, Eagles 23.5. I think kind of going under the radar is how, the 49ers secondaries, especially cornerbacks, are hurting a little bit. They lost another one last week. I know the perception is Hurts' big run, but man, they set him up well to throw the ball in certain. They didn't give him a lot of multi-read stuff. I watched most of that game. It was on one of our bigger screens, but I do go back and watch some of them, especially key ones coming up for the next week. Gotta love Hurts and Smith here. I think Devontae Smith could have a big game. They're both not priced crazy, 5,400, 6,500. I do like the backs. I'm just not really ready yet. I'll be focusing on that today and tomorrow as I'm getting close to like the Glorious Nucleus article to figure out, Sanders will probably be lower owned than Gainwell, but it could be the better play. I think Gainwell's kind of getting that darling look. I think he's the min 4,000 or 4,400. I do like him. I think this game will be a competitive game. I think the Eagles have a solid chance of getting this win. And some guy I wasn't as high on, but Ryan, great points that I think, Kettle on this slate could be a good play because I think a lot of people are going to pay up for Waller, and then they may just drop down. If they don't want Waller, they may go to some of those cheap guys like I mentioned yesterday. So having a solo Kettle here from the 49ers isn't horrible. He likes Debo. I'm not as high just in general, but just want to note that because he likes Debo as well. Texans Browns. Well, this is close to a big Reg X. I think the Browns get up, run the ball a lot. We're pretty much in agreement that Chubb, maybe Hunt, if you think they just start running a lot. Don't mind Cooks. This is a piece game, so you're just plucking a piece or two here for your lineups. There's not much stacking, much core in this game at all. I think the Browns this game could be a very slow pace in the second half. Well, quick clock, so just a lot of play running. If the Browns get up by 14, 17 points, and I think they will, I think they'll dominate the line of scrimmage, and so that's not a big attraction game this week. Bills Dolphins. Wish Ryan was here so we could talk about his glory board bill. He's all over the Bills for 2 years now. I had to eat the egg on the face last year. I owned up to it. Way too early this year to claim victory, but they did not look good week one. I do have them as a possible great bounce back. I don't like that they got to go on the road in that hot and humid Miami. In this game in general, division rivals know me well. It's, again, not a game I'm looking to stack. Getting some pieces out of. We both agree on Cole Beasley as a great play. I think he's going overlooked, especially with some of the people around him. I don't mind Sanders, but I personally pay $600 more. I feel Beasley is floor is safer than Sanders. Don't mind either one of them. I don't hate Diggs. Ryan mentioned Diggs in his deal. At his price, there's some other options I like better. But that's about it for that game. It doesn't have a lot of attraction. Not much on the Miami side that I want to go to in this slate. You got 13 games. There's things there you can get to for sure, but nothing I'm jumping at the bit to get on a 13-game slate. I'll find better spots. Raiders, Steelers, Pittsburgh, 26.5. Las Vegas, 20.5. Raiders on the road. Steelers defense looked like the Steelers defense we're used to. I think this is a piece game. I don't, mini stacks maybe. We are in 100% agreement here on the three guys we like out. Waller, if you want to pay up, I'm treating him as a wide receiver this week. You can go double tight end in the flex and just treat him as he's a wide receiver one. He's just like Kelsey. He's really close to getting on that Kelsey level. And we both love Najee and Deontay Johnson. I think Deontay Johnson is slowly separating himself as the best wide receiver for the Steelers. I know they're all great or good, Claypool, Juju, but I agree with him that Deontay is in a good spot here, and I think Najee bounces back good in this game. Rams, Colts, Rams 26, Colts 22.5. This is a game that I think I will have some MME exposure in as a under the radar. What were they at yesterday? I think they are second to last in total game ownership, so very off the radar game. I'm big on Stafford. I love him. So I say, reading his article in mine, Stafford and Higbee are great, and then just he leans a little bit Cooper Kupp. You can go Woods either way. I don't think it matters. Mix and match if you want to do that. He does bring up some great points on Naheem Hines. I'm not as high on that side. But I love stacking some Rams here, and I think they continue showing up on offense. But I think the Colts will do well. It's one I got marked to get, is there anything I want to see out of there that could potentially – they just share the ball so much in the backfield. Taylor's a good play. I think he's going to be good long term. They got some wide receivers like Pittman. Obviously, Pascal had the big game last week. I think they're all there, but it's a very spread out attack. And so I don't know if it's much of a, especially on, again, a big 13-game slate. I think there's some better options. But we both do like Stafford, Higbee, and then mix in whatever wide receivers you feel best about. Broncos, Jags. This is close to close to Big Red X, but there are some great cheap one-offs here, maybe mini stacks if you want them, that we both agree on. We both like Kamler. We both like Noah Fant. We both like Marvin Jones Jr. Little price increase from him at $4,700, still a good price. And then the tight ends, the Jags tight end, O'Shaughnessy, I think is how you say it, $2,700. Seems to be a good target for Trevor Lawrence. So all four of those are under The highest is 4,700, 47, 42, 38, 27. That's a good game to get some cheap pieces in without having to get too much exposure. We're in agreement on that. Bengals Bears, another potential. This could go many ways. I was a little surprised about the Vegas total. I have this earmarked as a potential over bet just because the Bears D is not great, but they may be able to get pressure because the Bengals O line still suffers a little bit. 23-22 is the implied Vegas totals. If you think this game could turn into either a shootout or potential higher scoring than what the experts think, quote unquote Vegas, I like Burrow. We both like Burrow, Mixon, and Jamar Chase. I have Higgins as a potential. I still like Higgins. I think Chase will be kind of the pretty boy this week, darling. People were a little worried last week, and he showed out. I don't hate him because he is. We talked about it in the offseason. He is that good. But Higgins could be lower owned and a good pivot there, or play both if you want. I do like Cole Kmet from the Bears. Good cheap tight end piece. I'm not getting too much Bears until as long as Andy Dalton's a quarterback. I think once Fields makes the move, that team that next week that team could play really inspired ball. We'll see how that shakes out. More on the Bengals side there. Saints Panthers, 2 more games to go. We wrap this up. Both in agreement on Kamara. I think the world he'll probably be the highest on the slate. He's cheap, 1,100 cheaper than CMC. Certainly makes it viable. We both like Troutman, which I was good to see. I was glad to see that. I liked him earlier, and $3,000. That gives you some good pieces there. On the Panther side, CMC for me and him is in play. I'd probably go Kamara over that, but I think a lot of people are kind of thinking that this week because of the price savings and knowing that they got to get Kamara the ball. McCaffrey will still be owned, but he could have a little diminished ownership at that. I mean, 99 is really getting way up there. He likes DJ Moore. I don't mind it. I'm more on Marshall. I think Marshall's going to have a big role in this offense as the season progresses. A lot cheaper option there. You can get some mini stacks here. I don't mind potentially Wentz or Darnold. I think in a smaller slate, I think this will be the afternoon games. This is a game I may go after a little more. The 13-game slate, I think there's some better opportunities, but I don't mind those pieces right there. And finally, the Pats Jets, close to a big red X. Both of us agree there. We both like Jacoby Myers and Corey Davis as some one-off plays. And then, potentially Damian Harris. He's cheap enough at $5,400 that I think you could be on play there. Outside of that, not much. You got a very low total in this game. You got a rookie quarterback going up against Belichick. I think that'll struggle. And you got another rookie quarterback for the Pats. So could be one of the lower scoring games of the day. Obviously, next week, Ryan will be with me. Have a little bit more back and forth there. But always give us feedback on that. Is this something that interests you guys? Hearing a little bit about every game, just because, on Coin Flip, I'm going to just hit my high notes. And so we wanted to bring this to you. Ryan kind of had this idea, and I kind of like it. It gives a way for you guys to hear our thoughts on the whole games and scripts and stuff like that in general. Monkey Knife Fight, 100% match up to $100. This weekend is a great weekend to do it. Use the code GUPS, G-U-P-S. Go to monkeyknifefight.com or download the app or go to gupscorner.com/affiliates. Click it. Use G-U-P-S. Put $100 in. You get $100 for free. They have the UFC Knockout Kings this weekend. Pick 3 fighters. If they all win by KO or TKO, you win a share of the big jackpot this weekend. Tommy will have his plays, I'm sure, in there. We can talk to him. Say, give us your 3 best chances at a KO or TKO. We can look at the Vegas odds and see what that is. I think that's a good opportunity for us to get some money. Then, for every $20 you spend in college football, I've been saying it for about a week now that they're adding college football player props. I think that's a good advantage for us. You get a free $5 NFL ticket. So if you play $100, put half the money you won for free on your deposit match in there, you get another free $25, 5 tickets. So that's awesome. We got some college football stuff. Bobby, I hadn't listened to his pod yet. It's on next on my list. It dropped this morning. I'm not sure if he gave away any picks. I have 2 for you. Rapid fire Bama versus Florida game. This is a 3x payout. I like Bryce Young minus 1.5 fantasy points over Amari Jones. And I like Michi minus 1.5 fantasy points over Copeland. My next one is more or less OU. This is the OU game. It's 3x the payout. I like Rattler over 325.5 yards and Martinez under 235.5 passing yards. Both those play 3x your money. Bet $5, win 15. Bet 10, win 30. You do it on both. You could, you'll triple both of them up. NFL, my play of the week for Sunday, a more or less. Again, this is 3x. I like the more or less. I like McCaffrey over 25.5 fantasy points and Josh Allen over 23.5 fantasy points. Those both pay or hit both those hit. You win 3 extra money there as well. Like I mentioned, college football pod dropped this morning. Big slate tomorrow. Coin flip was dropped yesterday. Go check that out. Live premium member chat Sunday morning, 10 o'clock Eastern. I'll answer all your final questions as we head to week 2 kickoff. I'll be at the OU Nebraska game tomorrow, so I'll be a little bit out of touch. I'll be back tomorrow evening. Probably have dinner or something, birthday dinner with the wife. So tomorrow I'll be a little off the radar, but all content will stay on pace. And finally, our Millie Maker tickets, $20 each. Hit me up on the GC Warrior Room or Twitter DM, and I will send you your money. You can put your entry in on Sunday. We have Mark Garbutt, Jeffrey Wilson, Dennis K 905, Jeff M in Mass. So Jeff M in Mass, Peter Runyons, I think it's Mr. Scorpio 81, at Ultimate Lions, Hars Rose. He also put in the review DK equals Hazard Rose. Some of these are iTunes, some of these are YouTube comments. So hopefully you're listening. Just reach out to me. DK Roop 87 and ETS 45. U10 each win a $20 Millie Maker ticket for Sunday's main slate. Congrats on that. We will always keep having more giveaways as we go through the season. So make sure you subscribe to YouTube. Leave me that comment today, and then make sure you rate and review us on iTunes. All that stuff goes a long way. I will be back Sunday morning for the live chat for the premium members. Hope you guys have a blessed day and a great weekend. See you then.